This is baby Holland, and my name is Mandy. This is our third baby, and we have had quite a road with our children. So our oldest are 6 and 8 years old, and we honestly, after having the first child, didn't really want to have more kids because it was so incredibly difficult. We had this baby that screamed all the time for hours at end, from 3 p.m. until 8 p.m. at night, and we just took turns rotating who would walk the floor and bounce her, and couldn't figure out, and asked a million questions. Why is she having this issue, that issue, rashes, green mucousy diapers, screaming for hours at end. And it was just, do I have enough? Am I making enough milk for her? Is it something I'm eating? So it was just so exhausting and honestly so challenging that the thought of having more kids was just, it wasn't something that even interests us. And by surprise, we found out we were pregnant with our second when our first one was 1 year, just turned 1. So God gave us another baby, which was awesome. But she too was challenging, not near as colicky, you could say, as the first one. But we had issues with her, and so I went on this journey for literally the last 6 to 8 years of having those two children, of seeing different doctors, different specialists, trying to figure out if it was food allergies, trying to figure out what it was, and spent a lot of money and saw a lot of practitioners, some holistic, and then obviously some kind of more traditional medicine, and struggled to find just someone to give us answers. So, but we really thought we were done with those two. So baby Holland was a huge surprise from God for us. We really didn't think we were having more kids. And so when we found out we were pregnant with her, we honestly were really overwhelmed. We weren't even that excited because we had been down a road of having babies that was not that joyful for us. And my husband said, we can't do this again. He said, it was just so hard. We've already gotten through that. They're older now. He's like, I can't do the baby phase again. And I said, but you know what? I said, God has a plan. We're not supposed to be drugged through the fire again. This is going to be good. So I said, our experience, I know that it'll make us better this time when this baby comes. But we were just most scared about going through those first few months again, because it was just so hard with those first two kiddos of ours. So needless to say, when Holland came home, right away I kind of started to see a few things that I remembered from our first two, just being gassy and being uncomfortable and the fussy times. And so I decided that I wasn't going to wait. So when I happened to see that a mom on a Facebook forum that I'm on, actually where we live in Kansas City, there's a group of moms that post different things that they can ask questions about. A mom happened to mention something that she had been here to Wichita and seen Dr. Scherenberg and had great success with all 3 of her kids. And I didn't know her, but I actually happened to know her sister-in-law. So I was like, well, I don't even need to know her. If it's a possibility that this could help Holland, then I'm going to bring her down. So I grew up here, so I had a place to stay with friends and my parents, and so we camped out for the last 6 days. And honestly, I feel like, well, clearly she's asleep. I'm taking home a better rested baby who is much more content. Her fussy times are far less than they were, and I also feel like more than anything that Dr. Scherenberg educated me that I really understand her cues a little bit more. So rather than trying to put her to the breast and feed her when she is fussy or crying, and then trying to figure out why she's popping on and off and screaming, that to stop and watch her and really see what it is that she needs. Is she in pain? Is she hungry? Is she even overtired in some cases? So I feel like I'm going home with at least a lot more tools, and I feel like I'm going home with a content and happy and rested baby. So I'm excited to take her back to her daddy and her sisters so they can see, because they have not been with me. I've been by myself, which I was a little afraid to come by myself, not knowing if I was going to be 5 or 6 really rough nights by myself. But
within the second night, it got easier. And it wasn't that she slept in the night necessarily, it was that I started to understand really what to do for her when she was fussy and uncomfortable. So anyhow, I would highly recommend, if you're a mom and a dad with a first baby, a second baby, or a third baby, you know, sometimes you get lucky and you land on resources early before things get really challenging. Sometimes, unfortunately, you don't find out until you've been months into it and you're exhausted and you're tired and you don't know what to do and you're kind of willing to try anything. So my hope is that there'll be more parents that will get tools and resources like this and be able to come to Dr. Scherenberg so that they can have a content, happy, rested baby, but they also too can feel like thriving parents, because being parents, it's a tough job. Whether they are new or whether they are 8, I'm realizing that now that mine are older. But just to feel empowered that you can soothe your baby and help your baby is huge, especially when they can't talk to you. So anyways, if you're in a place with a baby and struggling, I hope that that changes for you and you're thriving. So God bless you.